All right. Well, hello, everyone. We are live for the Spinal Hygiene webinar. We're going to be talking about the science of spinal hygiene, how to increase retention, educate patients about lifetime spinal care, reach more people in your community with the power of lifetime spinal wellness. And it's important. I know everyone on this call, if you're here, you agree with me that we should take care of our spine for a lifetime, that it's a very vital and important part of our health. And as a spinal hygiene chiropractor or someone who educates patients or the public about spinal hygiene, you're just being congruent with that, with sharing wellness uh, with as many people as we can, spinal wellness in particular. So we're going to start off. I'm going to switch back and forth between PowerPoints and this live presentation, but it's going to be a laid back presentation. So feel free to ask questions if you're watching live. Let me make sure. Okay, good. Just making sure that we are live. If you're watching in live, feel free to comment below. If you'll scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see a chat roll there. Say hi. Feel free to comment or ask questions. I will hear them when it beeps in, when you do place a comment there, and I'll look and see and answer any questions I can. Now you will notice a big square below the video that says get started now. You can click on that if you want to. You don't have to. I will explain more about that later. But a lot of you know that we've been doing a lot of training with spinal hygiene this week and last week. And then we have a spinal hygiene program where we have multiple offices, several dozen offices who we do weekly trainings with, and we get into businesses and organizations, and we try to get into schools and share the spinal hygiene with kids. And so we'll talk more about that as we go, but that's the program that you'll see there in that square button. But I also got some really cool resources for you below that as well. The Spinal Hygiene Report, I wrote this article, and you should download this and just keep it, maybe even hand it out to your patients. I know it's written a little bit at a higher level, but it has all the references and things that I'm going to refer to about statistics about how 80% of, no, no, sorry, 96% of 80-year-olds have spinal degeneration, 85% of 50-year-olds have spinal degeneration, 37% of 20-year-olds already have spinal degeneration, and now 9% of 10-year-olds have spinal degeneration beginning in their spine and they don't even feel it. All those studies, everything's in that report. Backing those numbers up, other things, the story behind dentistry. You'll hear me refer to the analogy of dentistry and dental hygiene, comparing that to what we should be doing with spinal hygiene. All that is in that report. So I highly recommend you download that. And then below that, you'll see the spinal hygiene products link. And some docs just want to check out the products. We do have spinal molding rolls, exercise discs, TheraBands, or resistance bands, hygiene kits, which I'll show you as we go through. I want to show you the what's in here, and I want to show you the science behind it a little bit. So I don't know how long this webinar will go, this training will go, but as long as it needs to, but not any longer than that. So, all right. Well, let's see. I'm going to pull up some slides here as we get started, and I know there's still some people creeping in, and that's cool. So if you are just getting here, let us know you're here. Say hello, and any comments or questions you can put in the chat roll there. I'll make sure I get to. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you here. You'll see the disappearing, never-ending screen of the Google Hangout here, and then you'll see my PowerPoint. All right. So, how to increase retention? That's important. Lifetime. Taking care of their spine for life. That is retention, right? Educate patients about lifetime spinal care. You can't have great retention in lifetime patients without educating them about why they should take care of their spine. And then we can't even have a practice if we're not able to reach more people in our community. So we're going to talk about all those things in this presentation. Now, I always say begin with the end in mind. If you do stay to the end, I will give you my treatment plan sheet. This is my treatment plan, and it incorporates phase 3 wellness. So I want them to know that I have wellness care in my office ongoing forever. I want them to know that in the beginning. Now they don't have to stay for wellness care. Nobody ever has to stay for wellness care. I've never held somebody down to the ground, twisted their arm, forced them to sign a contract that says they're going to take care of their spine for the rest of their life. Nobody does that, okay? But I want to be the resource that provides um, that benefit, that service to my community, because no, a lot of other chiropractors are not providing that service. And trust me, coming from someone who had horrible spinal problems as they were growing up and like was just almost handicapped, miserable, crippled because of lower back pain, I appreciate the fact that somebody will help me take care of my spine for the rest of my life. Okay. There's no, I have no like, some chiropractors are just like, oh my God, did he say lifetime? Oh, that's so embarrassing. Dude, if you're like me and you've had spinal problems, like when you say I'll help you take care of your spine forever as long as you want me to, like that's music to my ears, right? So anyways, we want to begin with the end in mind. I'll share this story with you and why and how I created this treatment plan, and I'll give you an editable version of it so you can change the numbers and make it your own if you'd like to, if you stick with me to the end of the webinar. This webinar will help two types of chiropractors. Okay, so for the first type, these are chiropractors who maybe you're just starting out, you're trying to build your practice. The training that we're going to do today will help you attract the right patients and help you build from the beginning, from the foundation, what I call a strong chiropractic office. And what I mean is an office that's worth something when you're finished. Okay, I've had a lot of friends who have had pain clinics and they've had nobody on the books past 7 days out, right? And if they get sick, if they go on a vacation, if they do anything that's not constant marketing, their practice is dead. There's nothing there. But on the other hand, I have friends. Myself, we have two chiropractic offices that are full of wellness patients. People who give you their card and say, charge this on a monthly basis. I'm going to continue coming in every week for the rest of my life, or for as long as I'm here, for as long as I want to, and income is coming in every month. That's a strong practice. That means you could be done. You could be sick. You could go on somewhere else or whatever. Your practice is still worth something. You could still sell it. You could survive. And if you're new and starting out, I'm going to tell you right now, some of the best advice, well, two things. The two best advice somebody ever gave me starting my practice was, number one, don't get in debt. Number two is begin with the end in mind, educating your patients about lifetime wellness, or about how to take care of their spine and how to build retention in your office, right? Now, the second chiropractor or person who's going to benefit from this webinar is the more experienced chiropractor, and they've already built a thriving practice. It's okay. This training will help us to help you build that value in your care plan, help you increase conversions. That's how you increase conversions, build value, help you increase conversions to resigns. That's so important to have build retention. It all comes down to that resign. And then help you to create more lifetime patients and give you that strategy to increase your per visit collection. Okay, so it's not about giving away care at all. It's about actually increasing the price for your care, but making it worth more because people want it more. Right? Um, my goal is for this webinar is to help you be happy. Okay. Now, why would I say that? So I know for myself, and you might not be like me. That's perfectly fine if you're not like me. But for me, I just wouldn't be happy unless I built some kind of wellness based practice. I mean, I want to grow a practice to I want to have a huge high volume practice, but even if I don't hit 1,000 a week, I never hit 1,000 a week. That's fine. I want a decent sized practice, but I want one that's full of nice people, people that are smiling and happy when they come in, not snapping and nasty to me, right? I want a practice that's full of families with kids that are coming in. That's how I could be happy. But I know that the only way that I can do that is to educate my patients about lifetime spinal care. Like that's it. It's it. You want a wellness practice? If you're on this call right now and you say, yeah, I want a wellness practice, the only way, I'm going to tell you right now, the only way for you to build that is for you to educate your patients about lifetime spinal care. And that means showing them how to take care of their spine for the rest of their life, teaching them. You're the doctor. teaching them how to take care of their spine. The only way to educate your patients about true lifetime spinal care is to teach them about spinal hygiene. It has to be about taking care of the spine on a daily basis, just like dentistry showed us how to take care of our teeth on a daily basis. And you have to show them how important it is for them to practice it every single day. Now, a lot of docs tell me, oh, people don't buy wellness. They only buy pain relief. Well, I'll tell you that's not true, because I'm a personal example is I buy wellness. I buy wellness every single day. I go to the gym, right? That's wellness. I buy supplements. That's wellness. I drive all the way an hour out of the way to the Woodlands every week just to get my adjustment, right? So I get adjusted. Now, I get adjusted maybe twice a week here, 2 or 3 times a week here in my house because my wife's a chiropractor, but I drive on Saturday mornings an hour just to get adjusted by a different chiropractor just to be checked again, because I know it's important. It's wellness care. I take care of my body. Now, all of those people who have been in the same boat as me, they've had horrible back pain, and they've been there, they've been crippled, they've been disabled, right? They've been unable to even move their legs hardly. That's how I was when I was a teenager. They're all over the place. 65 million Americans suffer from severe back pain every year. 85% of people have degenerative disc disease by the age of 50. You don't think those people want wellness? $86 billion per year is spent on back pain alone. You know, what if they spent a fraction of it on preventing back pain or helping them get out of that predicament? The average spine surgery costs $100,000. You don't think somebody would invest a little bit of money to take care of their spine so they don't have a back surgery that costs $100,000? I think this is ridiculous that people tell me that people won't buy wellness. Research has shown that there's direct links between back pain, depression, and suicide. So this is not a game, and this is not a joke. And people will buy wellness. They just don't understand why they're buying it. I guarantee you ask one of your patients, did you know that back pain is related to depression and suicide? They're not going to know that. But if you educate them properly and show them that, then all of a sudden your care becomes so much more valuable to them in your office. And guess what happens to your conversion rate? Flies up. It goes straight up. So tonight I want to talk about 3 core strategies for creating lifetime patients in your office. We're going to talk about retention explosion, how to increase retention in your office with one simple step. And I'll tell you right now, this is my biggest breakthrough of my career as far as retention goes. Well, it was that I'm giving it away, but it's that care plan that I showed you in the beginning. I'm going to walk you through that and show you why we use that care plan. Number 2, shotgun education, how to automate and saturate your patient education in your office. And I'm going to show you, at that point, I'll show you the spinal hygiene products that I use in my office and why the actual home care that I give my patients helps build retention. I'll show you that. Then the third area we'll talk about is accelerated acquisition. That's what I call it. It's how to multiply the number of new patients that you bring in every month without being salesy, without trying to do some type of big discount on your care plans, discount on your exam fees. But it's about how to provide value to your community. And if you're on a mission to share spinal hygiene with your community, they're going to see that as a value. And I'm going to show you how to just capitalize on making sure that you can be their go-to chiropractor. All right, so let's get started. Number 1, retention explosion. This is what we have to do. We have to begin with the end in mind. Now, I know they're coming in as a new patient and all you're thinking about is just signing this person up to a care plan. Please, please, please say yes to sign up to a care plan. But if you don't begin with the long-term benefit in mind, like long-term, we want to build retention. So if you don't start with retention, then people are going to drop off at that 30-day mark, 60, 90-day mark. They're just going to be gone because you never started with this idea of, we're here to help you take care of your spine. Yes, we're here to get you out of a tragedy, out of a emergency, out of pain, but we're also here to help you take care of your spine long-term. So here's what I noticed in my office was that people, they would get to we do 36 visits in our initial care plan. We do 36 visits. And I know this care plan right here says 24 adjustments. I have a care plan that's 24 adjustments. We won't use it very much. If somebody doesn't need 36, then I offer them 24. I'm the doctor. I can change my care plans however I want to change them. But in most cases, if we find subluxation phase 2 or greater, I'm going to recommend 36 visit care plans. Okay. But what would happen is people would be like on their 30th visit, and they would come up to me. They'd be like, man, I'm sure going to miss you. Whenever I hit 36, I'm out of here. It's going to miss you, doc. And I was going, well, wait till we see the re-exam, and let's see if you need any more care, or let's see if you can move into wellness. I'm thinking, but I can't tell them this right now. So I'm letting them go blind into their 36th visit, their re-exam, and then all of a sudden, blindly, I'm saying, oh no, I want you to come in once a week for the rest of your life now. And it just was a mess. So I realized, you know what I've got to do is I've got to at least tell them that there's a wellness plan after their corrective care plan. They just need to know that there is a wellness care plan that I'm going to recommend after their corrective care plan. Now, it's going to be based on the re-exam, and we may have to tweak it or change it when we get there, but at least they know I'm going to recommend more care. So with this care plan here, you can see there's a phase 1 symptom relief. That's the initial 12 visits. It's mobilization, correction of the spine. Then we move into phase 2 after our first re-exam at 12 visits. We're moving into correction and pre-stabilization. This is where they've got to be coming still 3 times a week to stabilize that spine. And then when we get to the 36 mark, that's the end of the green where it starts the blue there. We're going to do a re-exam with a re-x-ray, and then I'm going to give you my best recommendations for wellness care. But let's wait until we get there. And let's just focus on phase 1 and phase 2 right now. Here's the care plan that I recommend, and right? So boom, we begin with the end in mind. That person has the care plan all laid out for them. Yes, they start with just the initial 36 visits, and they pay for that, and they phase 1, phase 2, and it's their decision if they want wellness care, but at least they know it in the beginning. Anyway, I'm telling you, don't let that just fly over your head. That was one of the biggest breakthroughs that I had when it comes to building lifetime patients. Now, this is the wellness plan that I present to them at the end of their care plan. After there's 36 visits, we do X-rays. This is one of my recommendations if this is what they need, the one-time adjustment per week. I'm telling you this because you could change and you can put whatever you feel like they need. You need to be the doctor in every case. You don't just have a cookie cutter plan, even though I use this most of the time for everybody, because this is what I do for my family. I feel like it's the best thing that I could possibly recommend is for them to be coming in once a week and getting checked. And it's $140 a month, but they're just coming in for an adjustment. So they've already been through their rehab. I try to average $65 per visit during corrective care when they need adjustments and rehab. And then as we move into wellness care, as you can see, it's $35 per adjustment, but they've already spent $2,400 in my office. So this is how you build a long-term a strong practice, because now we have 10, 20, 30 grand coming in a month plus every month just from wellness patients, and now the new patients that you get continue to just add on, right? All right, so I'm going to show you how to get this editable, that's a hard word to say, editable care plan. I'll show you how to get this care plan at the end of the webinar if you stick with me, and I'll show you where to download it, okay? All right. Now, shotgun education. What is this? This is important also because we not only want to begin with the end in mind, but we want to, as they're going through their corrective care plan in our office, the 36 visits, right? We want to be constantly drip educating them. Like they see education here, they see education here, they see education here. That's why I call it shotgun education, because when you shoot a shotgun, those BBs spread, right? So we want to be doing all kinds of things to educate them. We want to think, what do I want my patient to know by the end of their care plan? I had to take a drink, sorry. By the end of their 36 visits, what do I want them to know? Then you load all that information up in different vehicles, like your workshop, your advanced workshops, your waiting room DVD, your patient, your at-home spinal care, your spinal hygiene kits. In fact, I'm going to cut the PowerPoint right here. I'm going to go back to the camera. I'm still here. This is live. I am going to refresh the screen here, see if there's any questions or comments. All right, nope, but we still got a dozen or so people online. All right. Okay, so this is why we use the spinal hygiene kit. Think about it in dentistry, okay? In dentistry, every time I go to the dentist, not just the first time, right? Every time I leave with a pack of toothbrush, floss, you name it, man. Why? Why? Does the dentist make any money at all on educating you about how to take care of your teeth from home? Any money at all? No, never. So even though we're making money off these kits, this is actually another form of income for my practice is putting these kits, building them into their care plans. But I'm just saying, like, the reason why dentistry does this is because they know the patients who take care of their teeth at home, they value the health of their teeth, are better, more regular patients in the practice. And dentistry is the largest preventative healthcare uh, profession in the world. It's the largest preventative healthcare profession in the world because they educated people on how to take care of their teeth on a daily basis. All right. So in these kits, we have exercises for them to do. There's 4 main spinal hygiene exercises, and we just got done filming all the instructional videos that are just top-notch educational videos for these exercises. There's the link below will walk you through the products. There's like the third link at the bottom of this video will walk you through the products, but basically there's spinal range of motion, resistance band, wobble disc exercise, and spinal molding rolls. Okay. Now, why we pick these 4 exercises? Because they're generally healthy for everyone. So imagine if a toothbrush had to be prescribed. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I do prescribe reverse posture exercises for my patients. Like if I look at their X-rays, they have a left translation. I'm gonna prescribe a right translational exercise. But that's a prescriptive exercise. Okay. It can't just be that. Not everyone in their family can do that prescriptive exercise. Imagine if a toothbrush had to be prescribed and everybody had to go to the dentist to get their prescription refilled for their toothbrush again every time you had to buy a new toothbrush. It wouldn't work. People wouldn't do it. It has to be simple and easy. These 4 exercises are the core exercises to help keep your spine healthy. How do we know that? Because there's 3 basic concepts of spinal hygiene. Number 1, your spine should be in a good alignment. This is not debatable. You can't deny this. You can't even argue this. You could argue that there might be a range of normal, but you cannot argue that the spine should be in a normal alignment. You can look in any anatomy book in any institution in the world. It'll show you the spine straight from the front and natural curves from the side. You can look at any patient with scoliosis, and any doctor in the world will tell you that's not a normal presentation of alignment, right? So we know the spine should be in a certain alignment. We know there should be lateral curves to the spine. That's why we do the spinal molding exercise. Second, the second concept around spinal hygiene. So the first one was spinal alignment. The second one is spinal range of motion. And the third one is spinal strength and balance. So the spinal range of motion, this is not debatable either. We know there's a normal range of motion, and we know that the ranges of motion should be symmetrical through all planes. And if we have a lack of range of motion in one area and it's an unbalanced range of motion, that's abnormal, right? So we want to keep a full range of motion. So we do the range of motion exercise every day. It's a piece of cake. Now, why do we do the resistance band and the wobble disc exercises? All right, so there are 2 discs in your spine, 2 areas of your spine that are most commonly degenerated. Degenerative disc disease, osteoarthritis, spinal degeneration, whatever you want to call it. There are 2 areas in your spine that are always, or I won't say always, but are the most degenerative areas. Which ones are they? C5 and L5. Always. Why? Because number 1, well, the 2 most degenerative postures in the world, number 1, head forward posture, causes stress and strain on C5, C6, and causes increased spinal degeneration on that area, right? So we do resistance band training to prevent the number 1 most degenerative posture, head forward posture. Now, why would L5 be the number 1 degenerative disc in the lower back, right? Why? Because of sedentary lifestyles. And I can show you in that report that you can download below this video is the actual reference to the study, but it's actually correlating and connecting sedentary lifestyle and obesity with spinal degeneration, and specifically down lower in the lower spine. Why? Because lack of imbibition. The disc at L5 isn't moving as much anymore because we're sedentary, and therefore it's not getting imbibition. It's not getting pumping of nutrients in, waste materials out, so L5 degenerates. I know you're doctors, so you can all understand this. Of course, I don't explain this completely crazy like that to all my patients, but that's why we do the wobble disc exercise. So look at this. This design, these kits, it's designed to do this. It's designed to be very efficient, just like the toothbrush. Okay, the toothbrush is designed to be very efficient so that everyone will do it. Now they have a such thing as a water pick, right? And like they can wash your teeth out and your gums out with a water pick. Why doesn't everybody have a water pick? And why don't dentists give water picks to their patients to use that every day? Because it's a hassle. It's hard. It takes a longer time. It's like I don't even want to do that. So if dentistry pushed dental hygiene with a water pick, or said, eat an apple a day, or said, polish your teeth every day, just nobody would do it because it's just a pain in the butt. It takes too long. So we want to get the easiest exercises that are the most efficient, that have the most effect. And this is what we chose, is the range of motion, so that we can actually keep range of motion, prevent spinal degeneration. The resistance band, so we can prevent head forward posture, prevent degeneration C5, C6. The wobble disc exercise, so that we could get imbibition in through the L5 disc, and the spinal molding rolls, so that we could keep lateral curves and improve spinal alignment. So these exercises, they're made for a reason, right? So then in this kit, you also get the home spinal care book, which explains a lot of things, the TheraBands, um, the spinal molding rolls that we make. These are dense, hard foam, but they're still pretty comfortable, that people lay on. And then the wobble discs. And these wobble discs are not your normal wobble discs like you get on Amazon, right? The wobble discs that you get normally are really hard. They're for standing on. If you look at the gym, people go to the gym and they stand on these to balance. But we order these specifically made out of very limber rubber. It's the type of rubber that an exercise ball, the big exercise balls that you sit on, it's that type of rubber, because these are made for sitting on, not standing on. They're made for sitting on, and they get the most action and pump in your L5 disc. So look at that. Look at all that education built into their home care. I mean, no wonder you could build patient retention if you're actually teaching somebody to take care of their spine for a lifetime. That teaches someone to take care of their spine, right? It doesn't do it for them. It's like teaching them how to fish instead of giving them a fish, right? So many chiropractors, yes, I want them to come into my office forever. I really do. I want them to come into my office every week for the rest of my life. I'll tell them that. But even if they don't, I want them to know how to take care of their spine and why they should take care of their spine. So I want them to do these exercises. If they move, I want them to go to a different chiropractor and keep doing these exercises and take his advice, right? Anyway, that's shotgun education. We want them to get that education in every single thing they do when they come in our office. Their table talk, their waiting room DVD, their flyers and handouts, the interaction with the staff. We want everybody to know and understand this stuff so that we can teach people how to take care of their spine, because that's what we do. That's my expertise, is taking care of the spine. All right. I hope you enjoyed that, because that's just something I'm passionate about there, but it's important. All right, I'm gonna get back to our presentation here. Let's go over number 3. This is important, okay? We talk about retention. We do need to educate, and we talk about conversion, beginning with the end in mind. That's important as well. But I understand you have to have new patients coming in the door before you can ever build retention, okay? It's a problem if you don't have new patients. So we educate and teach our docs, our spinal hygiene doctors, how to actually go out there and share this information with the community so they can get more new patients in the door. All right, so the secret, I'm going to give you the number one secret to multiplying your new patients, okay? I have done hundreds of interviews with some of the top chiropractors in the world, If you want to, you can actually go to listen to some of them on my podcast, Practice Growth Strategies. It's a podcast that's sponsored by Genesis, and I've interviewed dozens and dozens of people on there. Before that, I've done webinars. I used to do weekly trainings with Dr. Zano, Dr. Chris Zano. I co-founded Chiro Thought Leaders with him, and I've just got to work with some extremely successful chiropractors and business owners. I have patients. I have a patient named Tiger Lucas. He's an awesome guy. Drives a lime green Lamborghini, and he's just a great businessman. But let me tell you what their secret is, or what I see their secret is that they're not selling, selling, selling. They're giving, giving, giving. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but think about it. Think about anybody that you follow. Like for me, I follow Russell Brunson. I don't know if you know him, ClickFunnels guy. I follow Frank Kern. I follow Brendan Burchard. I follow uh, Grant Cardone. All those guys, look at their website. Look at the stuff that they put out there. Like, the only thing they're trying to do is give as much information as they possibly can. Look at Josh Axe. I know you guys know who that is. He posts like 2 or 3 blogs a day. Like, there's no way he could write that much. He has to hire staff members to write the blogs. But it's giving, 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 giving. And the more you can give valuable information, the more people are going to come in and buy. I mean, that's literally the secret. So, I want you to think about how you could personally give. All right. I've given over 200 live presentations this year, well over 200 this year. That's, 3 doctors' reports a week, advanced workshop every month. Let's see. We do lunch and learns, sometimes 1 or 2 lunch and learns a week. I mean, these things add up, right? So all these live presentations is a way for me to take, it's a way for me to take the valuable information that I have and give it to somebody else. Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think that you could explode your practice and continue to grow it if you had the information that you needed, the questions that you have answered, weekly group trainings, everything you need to implement in your office to set up a system that begins with the end in mind? If you had the best and most attractive patient education tools, like your home spinal care kits, right? Your waiting room DVDs, your all your information across the board, all of that going on in your office, and that you are implementing step-by-step systems to get in front of more people, to go out there, do lunch and learns, and do dinner workshops, and to do other types of presentations, advanced workshops in your office. If you could just give more to your community, this is how you're going to explode your practice in 2018, guys. This is how you do it. Now, I'm going to encourage you to join the movement. You'll see that big orange button below the video there. I am going to encourage you to do that. And I want to show you what comes in the program. These are some of the docs who have been in there. It's what they had to say. I won't read all of them. Let me read one. I found Dr. Tabor online, and I watched several of his videos. He's an up-and-comer in our profession. I was looking for an exercise program that patients could follow at home and really stick with. I think one of the hardest things in our profession is getting patients to be compliant with their home exercise programs. So far, I've gotten nothing but great feedback from our patients, and now we make it part of our care program for every new patient. Isn't that awesome? I believe that this is a very effective way to raise awareness about spinal health and hygiene. We have seen it work with dentistry, and now it's our turn to be able to reach out and help more people. Thanks to you, Dr. Tabor, for putting this together. Right? I won't read all that for you because I know I value your time, but I know, or I hope you value my time as well, because I can't teach everything that's in these programs on webinars. I'm going to do as many webinars as I can this year. Try to teach as much as I possibly can, trying to get this message of spinal hygiene out. And I'd love to teach you everything right now. I really would. There's just no way we could do it. can't cover it all tonight. So it's okay if I ask you over the next 10 minutes, right now, over the next 10 minutes, I want to share a special offer. I want to show you the whole program and what you get inside the Spinal Hygiene program. And I also want to tell you this closes tomorrow night at midnight. So just listen to what's in it. If it resonates with you, awesome. If not, at the end of this, I will show you how to get the care plan that I promised you in the beginning. But at least let me show you what's in this program, all right? So here's what you get. We do weekly group coaching calls. We've been doing them all year. We've got docs that are doing awesome. Every Wednesday, we do weekly calls. If I just charged $1,000, I mean, I do charge $1,000 an hour for my time, but if I just charged $100 an hour, which is extremely cheap, it would still be worth over $5,200 a year, right? What do we cover in these calls every week? Well, we talk about spinal hygiene education, how to educate patients, how to set up more talks in your offices. I train your staff. Your staff can be on these calls too. How to give the best talks you've ever given, advanced workshops in your office, how to set up all that shotgun patient education, much, much more. All right, so I know that you want to get patient education going, but let's say you're sitting there and you're like, well, I need more new patients first. That's why my Lunch and Learn program is incorporated in this membership, and that's why we do trainings on Lunch and Learns during some of these weekly calls as well. This is a $1,497 value, and we cover how to set up talks. We cover how to give the talk. You got the live presentations of me giving my talks and how we do the close for those talks, which is extremely important. Everything you need to set up and give Lunch and Learns, give dinner workshops, and give office workshops. It's all set up in there. So that's the weekly group coaching calls every Wednesday, and they're recorded. They're archived. The Lunch and Learn program, which is $1,497 itself. And then we've got more than that as well. And everything, by the way, is done for you. So you don't have to sit there and build an entire PowerPoint for your advanced spinal hygiene workshops. There's 3 different PowerPoints that come with this program. Some of them that have x-rays. If you're an office that takes x-rays, I use x-rays as well. So I build PowerPoints with x-rays. There's some offices that don't use x-rays. So I built PowerPoints without x-rays, and you have those as well. All that, your spinal hygiene advanced workshop, $500 value, all included in the membership as well. This is something that's growing. It's been difficult to get going because it's hard to get into schools. It's harder to get into schools now than it used to be, but we're trying to get spinal hygiene out to kids and get it out to younger and younger people because they need to know it. So we have Atlas. He's the protector of the spine, and we have elementary workshops that we do. We have junior high and high school workshops. So we want to try to get spinal hygiene out there in a household term. We want everybody to know about it, and we want to give kids a good taste when it comes to chiropractic so that they grow up thinking chiropractors help me take care of my spine, right? So what did we just go over? Weekly group coaching calls, Lunch and Learn program, advanced workshop program, and our spinal hygiene in-school curriculum. Now, this is a cool one. A lot of our docs do corrective care, and I work closely with Dr. Zanos, so he let me use his corrective care exercise plans in this program. You'll get these. You can download his corrective care sheets, all the corrective exercises he does. You can prescribe corrective exercises to your patients, and you also get posture slides that come with this program. Is really cool. This is super cool. It helps you educate your patients. I play this DVD in my office all day long. It's the ultimate in shotgun education. And this DVD is now actually over 2 hours. It says 43 minutes there, but this is a 2-hour long video that just keeps looping. So all you have to do is hit play, and your patients get educated every time they come in your office. Now, also wanted to add this because you want your staff to understand this stuff right away, and you yourself want to understand this stuff right away. So we put 7 training videos, over an hour's worth of content of me going over the research and how to understand spinal hygiene and how to educate your patients about spinal hygiene. Also how to use all the spinal hygiene products as well. So your staff is going to love these videos that we put in. So that's weekly group coaching calls, Lunch and Learn program, advanced workshop program, spinal hygiene in-school curriculum, the posture cure program, Dr. Zano's posture cure program, the spinal hygiene DVD, the spinal hygiene training videos, And so all that together is almost $10,000 value that you're going to be getting when you join this program. And if all this program did, let's say it just brought in 5 more new patients a month, that's it, just 5, right? If all it did was increase your conversions to your lifetime care, those 5 patients converted to wellness care. If all it did was just create a culture of lifetime patients in your practice, or relieve the stress that you feel to educate your patients, if all it did was add value to the care that you already deliver, would it be worth $9,000? Absolutely, it would, right? It would pay for itself over and over. So if you could create an environment of lifetime spinal wellness, if you get your patients to understand that taking care of their spine on a regular basis is the key to them living a long, healthy life that they want, if you can finally add a valuable, respectable, simple, effective way to educate your patients and community about lifetime spinal care, what would that be worth? Well, I want to tell you that this program is worth and will sell for eventually $997 a month, right, for a practice. And that's not much. I mean, you would say like a coaching program, if you're some coaching programs are like $2,000, $3,000 a month, right? But this, if you take advantage of it during this launch before tomorrow night at midnight, for this very special offer, it's only $297 a month. All right. So just click that orange button below, or you can go to spinalhygienedoctor.com/final dash page. If you're listening to this for some reason, instead of watching on a video or a computer, just go to spinalhygienedoctor.com/final dash page. Again, that page will only be available until midnight tomorrow night. So just do that tonight, and you can do it for only $297. Now, you don't have to. You could do 2 things, okay? You have 2 options here. You could do nothing. That's right, you could. If you do nothing with this information, what will you get? Nothing, right? You just go on about your business, getting the same thing you've always gotten, and that's perfectly fine. You can do that. Or number 2, your second option, you can choose to take a leap. You can try it out. You can give your office a chance at doing something extraordinary, because this is what we do in my office. Patients say it is extraordinary. So give yourself a chance. What do you have to lose? Nothing, because there's a 100% money back guarantee, a 30-day money back guarantee. And then even if you're out $297, and let's say you want to try it for a couple months, cancel any time. So this is really inexpensive. It really is. Think about it for a second. What is $297 compared to an entire chiropractic office's overhead? Nothing. It's absolutely nothing compared to your overhead. And what could it do for your practice? Even if it does half of what I've already said it could do in this webinar, it will pay for itself over and over in the first month, guys. Now, you'll also notice if you go to that page, the big yellow or orange button below this video, you'll see that there's a commitment bonus. Yes, you could sign up for $297 a month and try it out and just go month to month, and then you could just cancel it anytime. No big deal. But I wanted to set up a commitment bonus because we do have practices that say, you know what, I'm going to sign up for quarterly. I'm dedicated to sharing spinal hygiene. I'm dedicated to being a member of the spinal hygiene program. And I'm going to set my payments up for, I think it's $597 a quarter. And you actually save money. So you're paying less than $297 a month for that. But I'm also going to give you a big commitment bonus if you do quarterly or if you pay for the full year. So you can save even more. If you do the full year. So you're going to get my spinal screening program, you're going to get my new patient retention program, and you're going to get Dan Sullivan's Bulletproof DVD. You can put these DVDs in your waiting room area for your waiting room DVD, and your patients can sit there and get amazing chiropractic education while they wait to get adjusted. It's awesome. All right, so that's weekly group coaching calls, lunch and learn program, advanced workshop program, spinal hygiene in school program, the posture cure program, spinal hygiene DVD, the spinal hygiene training videos, and on top of that, I want to add one more thing, and this is huge, and this makes it worth so much, guys. All of this would already pay and blow your $297 a month out of the water. But what I'm going to do for this special offer, for this special launch, only until tomorrow at midnight, is I'm going to offer this. I'm going to give you 5 spinal hygiene kits per month. I'll ship them to your door. the spinal hygiene kits that we just went over in this program, and you probably looked at the purchase button. And if you went to the website and looked through how you can buy spinal hygiene kits, I think it's like $1,000 for 10 kits or 20 kits or something like that, 20 kits. And but I will send you 5 kits per month shipped to your door. And I retail those kits. I put them in my care plan at $117. Okay, so that's $680 a month that you could sell those kits for. You could bring in. I'm going to send you 5 kits a month. You put them in your treatment plan for $117 in every treatment plan. You're going to make, just on the kits I send you, over $680 a month, and you're only paying $297 for this program, right? So there, you're making tons of money. This is actually an offer that you're like, no thanks, I don't want more money. That's literally what you're doing, because you can, as long as you get new patients in, and this is going to help you convert them and sign them up. You have $117 extra on top of your care plan because you put that spinal hygiene kit in, or you sell them to your practice members for 117. That's what I recommend. You can pick whatever price you want because I'm sending them to you free. But you're making way more than you're paying the $297 a month. So guys, this offer is only good until tomorrow at midnight. I highly recommend you just click the big orange button below, or you go to spinalhygienedoctor.com/final-page, sign up, get started right now. Let's do it. All right. And you can join us on the live call coming up this next Wednesday. I want to thank you for staying to the end of the webinar. I want to show you how to get this editable download, this copy of my care plan. All you have to do is go to spinalhygienedoctor.com/download. And you'll be able to click and download it right there. Spinalhygienedoctor.com/download. You'll be able to get that. Now, if you sign up for the program tonight, don't even worry about having to go to spinalhygienedoctor.com/download, because I'll just send it to you. I'll email it to you with your sign up, and you'll get it. So if you've already signed up for the $297 a month program, then you've already got this waiting for you in your inbox, this download. But if not, in my thank you and my true to my word, I appreciate you being here to the end. You can go to spinalhygienedoctor.com/download, and you'll be able to download the editable version of my care plan. All right. Awesome. I'm going to complete the webinar here. I'm going to stop the screen capture share there, and I'm going to see if there's any questions. Feel free to ask questions on anything you want. I am refreshing the page here to see if anybody has posted in the chat roll. No? Or am I just not signed in? Hold on. All right. Nope, no questions. I'm going to type something in the chat roll to see if it's still working here. No questions. Yep, I think it works. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for being on tonight. And I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. And anyway, hope you get a lot out of it. And I hope you join us in the spinal hygiene movement. If not, at least stay hooked with us and keep following us. We're going to bring you some pretty amazing stuff coming up in 2018. And some of it's going to be trailblazing. There's never been a program before. There's never been a certified spinal hygienist before. So stay tuned for that. There has never been just spinal hygiene shared and people getting educated on what they can do on a daily basis to take care of their spine. There's a lot of nevers before, and we're bringing it to them. So thank you for being a part of it. And, if you ever need anything, or if you ever have any questions, let me know. I'm here for you. Keep kicking butt, and I hope you have a great December, great Christmas season as well. And moving into 2018, we're going to really rock it. All right, guys, have a great night. We'll talk to you later. Bye.